Man, it's so weird to start a day with a shower. Used to do that every day. So, the episode is done, but it is not completely done. I've mentioned this before, but we're actually gonna be doing two things. We're gonna re-record the intro so that it's more properly mixed, sounds better, but it's gonna be the same song. And we're gonna do an entirely new intro. It kind of remains to be seen what that's gonna look like because we don't really have an idea yet, but it's really time. At the very least, we need to get new footage in there. I probably mentioned this before, but we're gonna be doing that a little bit later this week. Until then, it's time to organize my life and prepare for future trips. So Adventure Archive superfan Sal Delicio sent me an email and asked if I had any duplicate games for him to start his game collection again. And I actually do, but I want to point these out. These were all given to me by other people. So although I am giving him these games in a way, other people are actually giving him these games. This was from my friend Michael. You guys know Michael. I can't remember why he gave me an extra, but he was like, feel free to sell it or whatever. Sal, enjoy Seiken Densetsu 3. I actually played through that game like 2 years ago. It's pretty good. Final Fantasy VIII, as given to me by my boy Raven Rook. This is the greatest hits version. I actually sold my original version of this game a long time ago. Regretted it, although the disc really scratched. But I replaced it, and Raven Rook sent me one of these at some point with a bunch of other games. So thank you, Raven Rook. And then finally, we've got Final Fantasy IX. This was from Dave. You guys know Dave as the guy who made the speaker stands. There you go. Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, Seiken Densetsu 3. That is a great start to a collection, if I do say so myself, which I am saying right now. So while I was out, I picked up two things. One, a new basketball. My old basketball currently looks like this. And to be honest, this is not even my basketball. I inherited this from my front yard when it just showed up one day, and I was like, I kind of need an outdoor basketball. This is now going to be thrown away. Reasonably good quality, be fun to play with. Sometimes I want to get a little fresh air and a little light exercise, but I want to do a full-on run. So, other thing, Star Wars Squadrons. I actually picked this up on PC. It did not run very well. And I was like, dude, if it doesn't run very well, why would I go to the trouble of playing it on PC? I'm infinitely more likely to play, and I prefer playing in the living room because a nice TV, nice speakers, you sit down, play with a controller. I'm always a console gamer, man. I want to be a PC gamer so badly. It's just like, there's a lot of advantages, but the big disadvantage is that it's on my work computer and it's in the other room. So, okay, I want to go out and shoot around and listen to a podcast. That sounds heavenly. What an appropriate shirt! Figured I'll get it installed while shooting them baskets. PSA, it's probably not the best movie, and it's probably not even a particularly good movie, but Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls is on Netflix, and it is one of my very favorite movies of all time. Probably explains a lot. One thing that is really hard to do as an adult, at least I've found, is picking up new skills, because picking up new skills requires dedicating time to it every single day over a long period of time to where you actually develop some proficiency with it. It's kind of like braces and a retainer. The braces are that initial learning period where you really have to just dig in, bite the bullet, and just really go for it until you actually get the teeth straight. Then you just gotta wear your retainer consistently. It's not like your teeth will ever go back to where they were originally, so you'll always kind of be able to play the instrument. But if you want like those straight teeth, like the way you just got your braces off, you have to wear it consistently. And then if for whatever reason you don't wear your retainer for a couple days, and then like today when you wear it, your brain just hurts because your teeth are being realigned and it's very painful. And if I had just worn the retainer every day, I'd be fine. If you're someone like me who has a job where you can actually take time from the stuff that actually gets you money, take away from that, and then do something like learning the ocarina. It's really hard to justify that and to actually do it because you're like, well, this is so much more high priority to actually make money and make a living. And then if you're somebody who actually has a job where you have to actually go to work and you have an employer, you can't just say, oh, I'm not gonna work on that today, I'm gonna work on the ocarina. So then there's no time to actually learn new skills when you get home because that's the time when you want to spend with your family or your friends or do leisure activities that aren't demanding of your brain. And not to say that playing instruments isn't fun, it's super fun, but it's still demanding on your brain and it's mentally taxing to actually learn something new. It's not such a huge ask to learn this, right? It's not that hard. But it's just so easy to push it to the wayside and be like, oh yeah, I don't got time for that right now, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like exercise. When things get busy, the first thing to go on everybody's list is exercise. It's like, oh, I don't have time for that. I gotta eat, I gotta spend time with family, I gotta work, whatever. But it can be very, very worth it because once you develop some proficiency, playing is just fun. It's just like a relaxing thing to do. Your brain's already developed all of the neural pathways or whatever. Anyways, all of that is to say, I want to spend less time on the internet. It's a tale as old as time for me now, but man, the internet, it's just so addicting. And there's always new stuff, and the YouTube homepage will always recommend me something new to watch. Even if it's like a roulette reel. Sometimes I don't even watch videos, I just look through to see what the algorithm's gonna recommend me. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Wouldn't it be so much better to learn the ocarina and have the great time playing melodies from Ocarina of Time, bringing this to a campsite and actually being able to play it well, you know? Anyways, I think that will do it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching, as always. I hope you enjoyed the new episode. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Patreon. If you want to wait, it won't be too long, I don't think. Yeah, it won't be too long. Anyways, hope you have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Where you really have to just dig in, bite the bullet. We can see I have not bit the bullet yet.